Nicole Kidman's 5 best TV shows ranked. There's no question that Nicole Kidman is one of the most talented actresses of her generation, and she's also one of the busiest. Kidman, who made her film debut in 1983 with Bush Christmas and appeared in her first TV role soon after, is an Oscar and Emmy-winning performer whose versatility is only matched by her sheer nerve. Every time the Australian-born performer takes on a new role, we get to watch her transform once again. Also, Kidman's commitment to incredible yet ridiculous wigs is unmatched, so every new role also brings a wild new wig. It's a delight. Earlier in her career, Kidman stuck to film acting, appearing in everything from Stanley Kubrick's final film, Eyes Wide Shut, alongside her then-husband Tom Cruise, The Hours, for which she won an Academy Award for playing real-life writer Virginia Woolf with a smashing wig and fake nose, and Moulin Rouge, alongside Ewan McGregor in Baz Luhrmann's musical Jukebox Fever Dream, just to name a few. Here, though, we're going to focus on Kidman's TV roles, which have grown in number quite steadily since the mid-2010s. From the role that earned Kidman a well-deserved Emmy to a thoroughly campy literary adaptation to a Taylor Sheridan hit, here are Nicole Kidman's 5 best television shows, ranked from pretty great to utterly amazing. Showrunner and creator Taylor Sheridan has created a ton of massively popular shows for Paramount, most notably Yellowstone and its subsequent spin-offs like 1883 and 1923, and in 2023, he managed to get Nicole Kidman to join his series Lioness. This thriller focuses on a specialized department of the CIA, referred to as Lionesses, who infiltrate and attempt to dismantle terrorist cells. When the series opens, we see protagonist Joe McNamara, Oscar-winning Zoe Saldana, trying to pull off a secret mission in Syria, only for it to go horribly wrong. Years after that, Joe decides to take former Marine Cruz Manuelos Laislada Oliveira under her wing, all under the purview of Joe's boss, Caitlin Meade, played by Nicole Kidman. Lioness is a paint-by-numbers spy thriller for the most part, but Saldana and Kidman managed to elevate the material alongside co-stars like TV veteran Michael Kelly as Caitlin's superior and the deputy director of operations at the CIA, Byron Westfield, and Morgan Freeman, who plays U.S. Secretary of State Edwin Mullins. Whether or not you're already a fan of Sheridan's body of work, it's worth checking out Lioness on Paramount Plus for Kidman's performance alone. The first of 2 shows based on a Leanne Moriarty book of the same name featured on this list, Hulu's 9 Perfect Strangers, has aired 2 seasons as of this writing, both with Nicole Kidman at the helm as dubious and clearly shady wellness influencer, Masha Dmitrichenko. The show's first season, which faithfully adapts Moriarty's book more or less, is set at Masha's tranquil house in California, where guests are promised a refreshing and revealing experience as they unplug, reset, and rediscover themselves. The problem is that Masha and her loyal assistant Yao, the Good Place standout Manny Jacinto, are secretly drugging the guests with psychoactive drugs to force revelations, and when the guests figure this out, it does not go over well, which is a massive understatement. Both seasons of 9 Perfect Strangers feature A-list casts. Season 1 co-stars Melissa McCarthy, Michael Shannon, Regina Hall, and Bobby Cannavale, among others, and Season 2 brings Christine Baranski, Murray Bartlett, Annie Murphy, Lena Olin, Dolly DeLeon, and Henry Golding into the mix as the setting moves from California to a remote ski chalet. 9 Perfect Strangers is often ridiculous and utterly campy, but it's also a ton of fun, and it's also pretty obvious that, as Masha, Kidman is having a total blast. Another literary adaptation, based on a best-selling novel by Ellen Hilderbrand, who's known for books set in and around the island of Nantucket, The Perfect Couple has a seriously stacked cast that includes Dakota Fanning, Megan Fahey, Eve Hewson, Liev Schreiber, Sam Nivola, and, of course, Nicole Kidman. Clad in another hilarious wig, Kidman plays novelist Greer Garrison Winberry, who owns a luxurious and fabulous beachfront house in Nantucket with her husband, Tag Winberry Schreiber. To celebrate the wedding of their son Benji Winberry, Billy Howell, to his bride, Amelia Sachs, Eve Hewson, Greer and Tag invite a crowd to stay at the house for the nuptials, but as it always does on this type of show that centers around rich people behaving badly, tragedy strikes. In this story, the tragedy is the discovery of Merritt Monaco's, Fahey, body the night before the wedding. Not only is Merritt Amelia's maid of honor, but eventually, we discover that she was having an illicit affair with a Winbury man. Kidman is reliably great as Greer, a woman concerned about her grown children's futures who's also growing suspicious of her own husband's indiscretions. Plus, Greer is not a morally good character, so there's a lot for Kidman to play with as she portrays this prickly, difficult, and image-obsessed woman who feels like she needs to keep calm and carry on despite an active and ongoing murder investigation involving her family. If you can get past Nicole Kidman's obviously fake red wig in The Undoing, also based on a book, this time Jean Hanff Corlitt's 2014 novel You Should Have Known, you'll realize it's one of her best projects. This acclaimed HBO miniseries stars Kidman as Grace Fraser, a wealthy and successful psychologist based in Manhattan who's utterly taken aback when a seemingly troubled young woman named Elena Alves, Matilda de Angelis, is found murdered. Grace, who had increasingly strange interactions with Elena before the latter's death, also realizes that her husband, oncologist Jonathan Fraser, Hugh Grant, wasn't at the medical conference he said he was attending, making him a potential suspect in Elena's murder. Flanked by performers like Noah Jupe, Lily Rabe, Edgar Ramirez, Noma Dumazwini, and the late, great Donald Sutherland, Kidman is unbelievably great on The Undoing, making Grace, a character that could become a caricature in the hands of a lesser actress, feel incredibly real and lived in. There are a bunch of thriller TV shows out there about unreliable husbands and scorned wives. Still, The Undoing is particularly great, in large part because of Kidman's leading turn.